Hello, good morning. Welcome back to the session of figures of speech. Well, dear students, in the last session, we had discussed 4 figures of speech. Do you remember? Yes, we had discussed metaphor, personification, simile and hyperbole. I hope you remember all these. Come on, let's revise. Yes, have a look at this short conversation between Harish and Monu. Harish, I overheard you telling Meera that you can climb a coconut tree. Of course, Monu, I'm not scared. I'm the son of a lion and a lioness. Look here. Monu is baffled. He's shocked. How is it possible that a lioness giving birth to a human being? Stop bluffing. Do you really mean to say a lioness gave birth to you? Oh no, I just meant to say that my father is as brave as a lion and my mom is as brave as a lioness. Why does Harish do this? He has exaggerated, okay, just to emphasize on the fact that his parents that are very brave, are extremely brave. He says that he is the son of a lion and a lioness. Got it? So, this sort of figure of speech is known as hyperbole. Figure of speech is a word or phrase that possesses a separate meaning from its literal meaning. You see, he says that I was born to a lion and a lioness. I am the son of a lion and a lioness. When he actually wanted to say that his parents are extremely brave. Okay? So, figure of speech uses an ordinary word, phrase or sentence to refer to something or someone without directly stating it. Why is it done? It's used to leave a greater effect on the reader or listener. Hyperbole, it's an exaggeration. It's mainly used to make something look and sound a lot better, lot more, much greater and more serious than it actually is. See, if I say, I would die for you, will I really die for you? No. This sentence does not necessarily mean that I'm literally willing to die for you, but I have used it only to exaggerate the amount of love that I have for you. Death is only used to show the extent of love and affection that I have for you. This is hyperbole. Okay. The next one is personification. It's a figure of speech that gives human characteristics to non-human things or inanimate objects. When I say the flowers are dancing, the sun is smiling, do the flowers really dance? Does the sun smile? No. The human characteristics are given to these inanimate or you may say non-human objects, flowers and sun. This is what is called personification. The next one is metaphor. It's a figure of speech that is used to make comparison. You see, Shama is the Lata Mangeshkar of our school. Shama has been compared to the great singer Lata Mangeshkar. This is what is called metaphor. Coming to the next one, we have simile. Simile is a figure of speech that is also used to make comparison, but here it makes comparison using the words like or as. When I say Shama sings like Lata Mangeshkar, see, Shama has been compared to Lata Mangeshkar because she sings as melodiously as Lata Mangeshkar. But here the comparison has been made using like or as. So, in the last session, we had done 4 figures of speech: hyperbole, personification, metaphor and simile. Today, we will do 4 more figures of speech. Okay? Okay. Let's start. Before that, let's recapitulate. Okay? Let's do the exercise to see whether you remember the previous figures of speech. Life is a roller coaster. She was skinny enough to jump through a keyhole. He's as funny as a barrel of monkeys. The teacher gave us a ton of homework. The car complained as the key was roughly turned in its ignition. The world is a stage. Rita heard the last piece of pie calling her name. They fought like cats and dogs. So, state whether each of the following sentences is a personification, metaphor, simile or hyperbole. So, let us see. The first one is metaphor. Life is compared to a roller coaster. The second one is hyperbole. See the exaggeration here. She is so small that she is so tiny that she can get through a keyhole. Is it possible? No, it is just an exaggeration, so it is hyperbole. He is as funny as a barrel of monkeys. As comparison, so it is simile. The teacher gave us a ton of homework. See, ton is a very big quantity. So, this is hyperbole. The car complained. Can a car complain? No. So, this is personification. The world is a stage. The world has been compared to a stage. It is metaphor. Rita heard the last piece of pie calling her name. Can pie call out your name? No, it is personification. They fought like cats and dogs. See, the comparison is done here using like. So, it is simile. Let us do the next figures of speech. Marvel hurried home to help his mother. My father is as busy as a bee. Look at the first sentence here. The consonant sounds, h. In hurried, h. In home, h. In help, h. In his are repeated. And you see all these sounds are in the beginning of each word. Hurried, home, help, his. The consonant sounds have been repeated in this sentence. H. Hurried, home, help, his. In the next one, the sound b. B has been repeated in busy and bee. See, these sounds are in the beginning of the word. Coming to the next one, the wind whispered softly in my ears. V sound has been repeated in wind and whispered. In the next, my mother baked some cookies in the kitchen. You must see the letters, not the sound, okay? Sorry, you must see the sound, not the letters. In my and mother, the sound m has been repeated. My mother, m. In cookies and kitchen, the sound k has been repeated. Cookies and kitchen. Okay? There is repetition of consonant sounds. So, this figure of speech is known as alliteration. Alliteration is the repetition of consonant sounds at the beginning of two or more words in a phrase or a sentence. See, the repeated sound, not the letter. You see, cooking and kitchen. The letter is different, C and K, but the sound is the same. Okay? The repeated sound creates the alliteration. Words that begin with the same sound don't have to be necessarily close to one another. See, the sun is smiling. See here, the sound is S. The next one, we ran across the road. The sound is R in ran and road. The last one, Nancy bought a new knife. The sound is N. Nancy, new knife. So, activity for you. Identify the sentences that contain alliteration. Also, identify the words that alliterate. Your friend is your needs answered. I took the one less traveled by. The merry bells ring. They used to laugh with their hearts. They also serve who only stand and wait. So, try to find the words that alliterate, that have the same consonant sounds in the beginning. Identify those sentences that contain alliteration. So let's see. So in the first one, your friend is your needs answered. The sound year has been repeated in your. The words may be the same, no problem. Okay. In the next one, took and traveled. The sound is t, t. Took, traveled. The sound t has been repeated. In the third sentence, there is no alliteration. There is no repetition of consonant sounds. Next one, they used to laugh with their hearts. The sound is th. They used to laugh with their hearts. The in they and the in there. They used to laugh with their hearts. All these sounds are in the beginning of the words. Mark this, beginning of the words. They also serve who only stand and wait. S. The sound s has been repeated in serve and stand. So repetition of consonant sounds in a sentence and the sounds in the beginning of the word is known as alliteration. Look at this. And use alliteration in your names. See, my name is Farzana. I use the word fantastic with my name to make it alliterative. Fantastic Farzana, f. Look at this. Bugs Bunny, b. Nobita, Nobby, n. Donald Duck, d. Mickey Mouse, m. So, you also do the same. Okay. Dear teachers, please do this activity in the class. Come to these set of sentences. The sun rose high in the bright sky. See, in this sentence, the vowel sound I has been repeated in high, bright and sky. See here, the vowel sound need not be in the beginning of the word. It can be in the middle, in the beginning or in the end. Okay. In this sentence, the vowel sound I has been repeated in high, bright, sky. See the next one, clap your hands and stamp your feet. In this sentence, the vowel sound A has been repeated in clap, hands and stamp. Here you see, welcome. The merry bells ring to welcome the spring. In this sentence, the sound A has been repeated in merry, bells and welcome. The vowel sound. A rolling stone gathers no moss. In this sentence, the sound O has been repeated in rolling, stone and no. See the repetition of vowel sound. The last one, I like your eyes. See, in this sentence, the vowel sound I has been repeated in I, like and eyes. I, the sound I has been repeated. Here there is repetition of vowel sound. Okay. So, such figure of speech is known as assonance. Assonance. Assonance is a figure of speech that is characterized by the use of words having similar vowel sounds in a line or sentence. Assonance. We heard a dog barking in the dark. See, in barking and dark, the vowel sound ah has been repeated. The long vowel sound ah. Okay. So, this is assonance. When there is repetition of consonant sounds, it's alliteration. Repetition of vowel sounds is assonance. So, create assonance by choosing the appropriate words from the choices given. See, try to create assonance. See, for the first one, car, the vowel sound here is ah. So, which of these words has this sound? Heart, ah. So, the word heart is in assonance with car, not chuckle, dirt or word. So, try to create assonance by choosing the appropriate words from the choices given. Yes. Car, food, saddle, wheat, bind. Let's see. For car, it's heart. Food, it's loop. You see, G-O-O-D, the spelling is the same, O-O. but it's not good, it's good. Short sound, oo. And in food the sound is oo, long vowel sound. And in good it's short vowel sound, oo. Loop, the sound is long, oo. So the assonance is created by loop, loop and food. In the next one, saddle, a. It's in battle and salad. Battle and salad, a sound. Next one is wheat, e. E has been repeated in steep, squeak and reek. Not in brick. Brick it's e, e. Short vowel sound, brick. So steep, squeak and reek. Next one, bind, I. It's in mind and might, not in bit and sleet. Now, which of the following sentences are examples of assonance? The grapes on the plate are premium grade. The florist wrapped the red roses in ribbons. My dad glimpsed at the watch. We swam in the pool. She was too gloomy to sing. She was too gloomy to sing. Which of the following sentences are examples of assonance? Look here. The grapes on the plate were premium grade. The sound A has been repeated in grapes, plate and grade. The florist wrapped the red roses in ribbons. The sound E has been repeated in florist, wrist, in and ribbons, re. My friend glimpsed at the watch. There is no repetition of vowel sounds. Likewise, in we swam in the pool, there is no repetition of vowel sound. The last one, she was too gloomy to sing. There is repetition of oo sound in too and gloomy. I hope you got it. Okay. Look at this. The dog sniffed the air. He could smell meat. This is the sound made. Sniffing. See the sound. So this goes, the word goes with the sound, represents the sound sniffing. The boy gulped down the Coca-Cola. Gulped. Okay. Both bees and buzzers buzz. Look at the words. They represent the sound. Gulping. When you gulp, a sound is made. Oh. Okay. Buzzing, sound is made. Look at this. So, such figure of speech is known as onomatopoeia. Okay? Onomatopoeia is a word or group of words that when spoken aloud imitates the sound it produces. Okay? So, it helps authors to describe sounds accurately and makes writing much more lively and interesting. This figure of speech, onomatopoeia, represents a sound. For example, it is lovely to wake up to the tweet of the birds outside the bedroom window. Tweet. Tweet represents the sound made by the bird. Lions roar. The glass fell with a crash. So all this crash, thud, okay, all these sounds represent, all these words represent sound. Such figures of speech is known as onomatopoeia. So now this is an activity for you. Write onomatopoeia for the following. See, the first one, the glass falling, waterfall, the plants swinging in the wind, now thunder, lion, see the person sleeping, Mickey Mouse, see what he is doing, and last about Jerry. So write, let's see, crash of the glass, gurgling of the water in the waterfall, gurgle, whoosh, wind producing the sound, the wind producing the sound, thundered, the word thundered You know, it represents the sound created by thunder. Roar, the sound created by produced by a lion. Snoring, snore. Whistle, ouch. When Jerry gets hurt, he says ouch. This sound also creates onomatopoeia. Okay. So these are 2 activities for you. Dear teachers, please make sure the students do these activities in the class. Write a story containing as many onomatopoeias as you can. Write a poem containing at least 8 onomatopoeias. Okay. Now coming to the next one, see, Misty was so tired. So dear students, please close your eyes, okay, and just listen to me. Close your eyes and listen to me and imagine whatever I am saying. Misty was so tired that she plopped down on the comfortable bed, but it was difficult for her to relax because the room was a disaster area. Toys and shoes and books and dishes were strewn about. She got up and tidied the messy room. Now open your eyes. When I was reading this, could you imagine the situation? Could you visualize the situation? Yes. Now coming to the next one. The pitter patter of the raindrops and the howling wind broke the silence of the night. You see, the pitter patter of the raindrops. Can you imagine? Can you really hear the pitter patter of the raindrops? Yes. The howling wind broke the silence of the night. You can imagine, you can hear the sounds. Okay. So, next one. As Cassius walked through the woods on the cold, snowy night, his teeth clattered and the leaves groaned under his trampling feet. You see? You can actually visualize and you can hear. Okay? You can hear everything. You can visualize. Okay? So, here all your senses work. Your visual, your auditory. Okay? The sweet fragrance of the cake came floating through the air and dragged Mickey Mouse into the kitchen. You see here your olfactory sense works. The sweet fragrance of the cake. You can actually imagine the fragrance of the cake and your mouth starts watering. Okay. So, all the senses here start working. Okay. So, when you start imagining things with all your senses working, maybe one at a time, maybe two, maybe all at a time, such figure of speech is known as imagery. It's imagery. Imagery is the art of creating a mental image through descriptive words. This helps readers picture an image of a scene by engaging their senses, all the senses or one or two, and evoking emotions. You know, this is an amazing literary device that tickles your reader's senses, grabs their attention, draws them into your story. All your senses, all the 5 senses become alert. No, all your senses become alert. For example, after the long run, he collapsed in the grass with tired and burning muscles. The grass tickled his skin and sweat cooled on his brow. See, grass tickling here, your tactile, your skin, your sense. You can actually feel the grass tickling your skin. Okay, so this is tactile imagery. Okay, so all your senses working, visual imagery, olfactory imagery, your auditory imagery, see your tactile imagery, all the senses start working. So after the long run, you see, you can actually imagine things. In this example, imagery is used to describe the feeling of the strained muscles, grasses tickle and sweat cooling on skin. You can actually imagine things as you read the story, as you listen to a story. Okay, sometimes you start crying when somebody is describing you something, telling you a story or narrating something, because you can actually feel, you can actually imagine. So now such figure of speech is known as imagery. Okay? When you can imagine using all the senses. Look at these pictures carefully. Using imagery, frame interesting sentences, story or poem. Dear teachers, please make sure that the students do this activity in the class. So look at this. Use imagery, frame interesting sentences, story and poem. You may take screenshot of all these images. And dear teachers, please make students do these activities in the class. They'll really enjoy. Now the last activity. State whether each of the following sentences is an alliteration, assonance, onomatopoeia or imagery. Clary closed her cluttered clothes closet. When she entered her room, she noticed a thick, slimy substance on the walls. The boom of the fireworks scared the baby. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. The cat meowed for some milk. It was dark and dim that night. Harry hurried home to watch football on TV. So let's see. The first one, Clary closed her cluttered clothes closet. See here, both alliteration and assonance has been used. K, k, k. Okay, and clothes and clothes. O sound in closed and clothes. K in Clary closed and cluttered clothes closet. Here repetition of consonant sound, so alliteration, repetition of vowel sound in closed and clothes, so it's assonance. When she entered a room, she noticed a thick slimy substance on the walls. This is imagery. Imagery. Okay. The boom of the fireworks scared the baby. Boom. This is onomatopoeia. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. Here again alliteration and assonance. P, 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 p. This is alliteration and E in picked and pickled, E sound. It's assonance. The cat meowed for some milk. Meow. This sound represents the sound produced by a cat. So it's onomatopoeia. It was dark and dim that night. Harry hurried home to watch football on TV. See alliteration. Dark and dim. Her and her in hurried home. Assonance. E, E. No, sorry. Assonance. It was dark. Was and watch. War sound. Okay. So you have so many alliteration, assonance and imagery. Here you have imagery as well. See it and dim, E sound. In it, E, dim, E. So this is assonance. So you have all the three in this. It's not necessarily that a sentence would have only one figure of speech. There can be multiple. Okay. So this is how you can practice in the class. So today we did 4 figures of speech: alliteration, assonance, onomatopoeia, imagery. Alliteration is repetition of consonant sounds in the beginning of the words in a sentence. Assonance is repetition of vowel sounds. The position can be anywhere in more than 2 words in a phrase or sentence. Onomatopoeia represents sound. Imagery, it tickles your senses, all the 5 senses, 1 or 2 at a time or all the 5 at a time, to tickle your imagination. Okay. It can be visual, when you can visualize. It can be auditory, when you can actually hear. Imagine, you start imagining that you can hear the sound. Okay. Olfactory, when you can imagining getting the smell. Tactile, when you can feel. Okay, so all these senses. And taste. Okay, so when chocolatey, so you can actually start tasting, your mouth starts watering, you can get the taste of that. When I say I have bought chocolates, you can start, you can actually imagine the taste of the chocolate. So when all the senses or one or two are involved and you can start imagining, it's known as imagery. So here is an assignment for you. Using imagery, describe at least 10 objects, people that you find around you. For example, Sheenam was staring out of the window, her eyes popping out of the sockets, heartbeat thundering and cold sweat running down her cheeks, back creating a flood all around her. What was that staring back at her? So see, this is an example of imagination. All the senses are involved. Okay. Write a short poem of at least 6 lines. Use at least 1 alliteration, 1 assonance and 1 onomatopoeia. Okay. So dear teachers, please make sure that the students do all these assignments and all the activities that we did today. So dear students, you need practice. It's not a matter of one day that you can understand everything. You need to practice. So now let's call it a day. I hope you enjoyed this session. That's all from your presenter Farzana Shamim. Thank you very much. Have a great day.